Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I will share with you top important events from this day in history. September 13th, the 13th of September 1989, Hurricane Hugo. 1989. Hurricane Hugo approaches the Leeward Islands, and over the next 12 days, Hugo would kill 75 people from the island of Guadeloupe to South Carolina. The 13th of September 1922, Turkey, Constantinople. 1922. Following the Turkish victory in Constantinople, crowds have taken to the streets and are attacking Greek churches and homes and destroying them. The Turkish troops have been dispatched to keep order. The spread of typhus and the plague are now reaching epidemic proportions, but authorities are insisting they do not wish aid in the form of medical assistance from neighboring countries. The 13th of September 1926, bandits robbing mail trains. 1926. The Post Office Department sent a memo to its army of 25,000 railway mail clerks in order to shoot to kill any bandits attempting to rob the mail. This follows an ever-increasing number of robberies by bandits on the mail service, which carries millions of dollars worth of mail every day. They also issued a statement saying that if the robberies continue, the Marines will be brought in again to protect the mail. The 13th of September 1931, British Honduras hurricane. 1931. A major hurricane has devastated Belize in British Honduras with at least 700 dead, and they are requesting assistance in the form of medical supplies. The first ships from Great Britain and America are starting to arrive, and reports are coming in that very little is left standing in the city, with bodies laying in the streets. The 13th of September 1940, Egypt, Mussolini. 1940. Mussolini's forces crossed the Libyan border into Egypt, where British troops were waiting garrison to protect the Suez Canal and Royal Navy bases at Alexandria and Port Said. The 13th of September 1949, Roman Catholic priests arrested. 1949. The communist government in Czechoslovakia has now arrested 15 Roman Catholic priests on charges of running a secret communications ring. The government believes the priests are planning political unrest, but the priests maintain it is just a means of keeping in contact with fellow members. The 13th of September 1951, South Korea communist attack. 1951. Communist troops are massing in large numbers, with as many as 250,000 troops plus a large number of tanks massed on the western battlefront, possibly for a full-scale attack on Seoul later this week, possibly to coincide with the next full moon. The 13th of September 1956, USA first hard disk. September 13, 1956. IBM introduces the world's first production hard disk, the IBM 305, which stored 5 megabytes of data. To put this in perspective, a modern USB drive stores 2 gig or more, 400 times more than the first hard drive just 50 years ago, and fits on a keychain. The first IBM weighed over a ton and needed a forklift to move it. The 13th of September 1961, nuclear bomb testing. 1961. Following more nuclear tests by the Russians, the United States will resume underground testing of nuclear weapons within the next 10 days. The Soviet bomb tests showed they are currently testing in the range of superbomb status, and America believes it needs to have at least equal or greater capability. A superbomb would be about 200 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Nagasaki, which was equivalent to 20,000 tons of TNT. This would make a superbomb in excess of 2 million tons of TNT. The 13th of September 1970, first New York Marathon. September 13, 1970. The first New York Marathon is run, attracting 127 competitors, runners who paid $1 to compete and competed several loops around the Park Drive of Central Park. The 13th of September 1971, Attica prison riots. 1971. Riots in Attica prison have finally ended after 4 days, with the loss of life of 33 inmates and 11 prison employees. The cause of the riots by inmates is thought to have been due to 3 correction officers and a trooper committing unprovoked attacks on prisoners which were not reprimanded or punished. The 13th of September 1978, school immunization crackdown. September 13, 1978. In a crackdown on immunization policy, many thousands of children have been sent home from school for failure to have proof of proper immunization. State laws require immunization for diphtheria, tetanus, polio, rubella prior to starting school, and the numbers who have not been immunized prior to starting school has been increasing each year. The 13th of September 1978, Scotland, Hercules captured. 1978. In a bizarre case of Back to the Wild, a tame 1/2-ton grizzly bear being used in a TV commercial for Kleenex, Hercules, has been recaptured after staying free for more than 3 weeks on the island of Benbecula in the Outer Hebrides. The grizzly was spotted taking a swim and was quickly darted and captured. The 13th of September 1991, USA flagging economy. September 13, 1991. The Fed has cut the discount bank lending rate by 0.5% from 5.5% to 5.0%, making the lowest level in 18 years in an effort to bolster the flagging economy. This follows the 0.7% fall in retail sales, which is an indicator that the economy is flagging. This will be the fourth decline in interest rates this year. The 13th of September 1993, peace plan agreed, Israel-Palestine. 1993. Prime Minister of Israel, Yitzhak Rabin, and the PLO leader, Yasser Arafat sign a framework for peace on the South Lawn of the White House. The 13th of September 1999, Russia terrorist bombs Moscow. September 13, 1999. The terrorist bombing campaign has continued with as many as 100 deaths, including women and children, in the latest bombing of an apartment block in the city. This is the fourth major bombing in the last 2 weeks, bringing the death toll to 300. No group has yet claimed responsibility, but many are blaming Islamic guerrilla groups for the murders. The 13th of September 2001, USA air travel restarts. 2001. Commercial air traffic restarts from most airports in the U.S. after all air traffic had been grounded following the terrorist attacks of September 11. After another night of firefighters and rescue workers digging through the rubble of the Twin Towers, hopes are fading to find any further live survivors of the bombing. The current toll is an estimated 20,000 missing. The 13th of September 2001, Osama bin Laden named as prime suspect. September 13, 2001. Osama bin Laden has been named as prime suspect behind the terrorist attacks on the United States 2 days ago by the Secretary of State Colin Powell. The 13th of September 2003, Zimbabwe last independent newspaper closed down. 2003. The last independent newspaper in Zimbabwe, the Daily News, has been closed down by police on orders from the ruling Mugabe government. Countries and media around the world are condemning the closure as a major attack on the freedom of the press. The 13th of September 2004, UK Batman taken down. September 13, 2004. A protester representing the Fathers for Justice campaign, dressed as Batman, who broke into the grounds of Buckingham Palace and was protesting on a ledge by the Buckingham Palace balcony, has been brought down by police after 5 hours. The protest has raised a number of questions concerning Buckingham Palace security. The 13th of September 2007, UK Northern Rock. 2007. Northern Rock, the bank that has failed to gain additional funding to continue trading, has been bailed out for the short term by the Bank of England to become the lender of last resort. Northern Rock got into financial difficulties following its investment in U.S. so-called subprime loans, which are being written down due to the U.S. housing market crisis, which has seen some areas of the country property values decrease by up to 30%. The 13th of September 2009, Venezuela earthquake. September 13, 2009. An earthquake with a magnitude of 6.4 hit 65 miles outside of Caracas, Venezuela. The quake left some areas without power, but there were minimal injuries and only some damage to buildings. The 13th of September 2011, North Korean refugees sail to Japan. 2011. 9 North Korean refugees were found sailing to Japan by the Japanese Coast Guard. The group stated that they had been sailing for 5 days trying to make their way to South Korea. The 13th of September 2011, phone hacking scandal. September 13, 2011. The British House of Commons Culture, Media and Sport Committee announces its intention to recall James Murdoch as its probe into the News International phone hacking scandal. Employees of the News of the World accused of engaging in phone hacking, police bribery, and exercising improper influence in the pursuit of publishing stories. Investigations conducted from 2005 to 2007 concluded that the paper's phone hacking activities were limited to celebrities, politicians and members of the British royal family. The 13th of September 2011, Algeria announces end to state media control. 2011. The Algerian government announced it would allow the creation of private television and radio stations for the first time since its independence in 1962. The proposed reforms come in the wake of protests throughout the country demanding more freedoms. The reforms were part of a pledge by President Bouteflika to strengthen democracy in the country. The 13th of September 2012, New York City bans big sodas. September 13, 2012. Mayor Bloomberg's appointed health board approved a ban of large-sized soft drinks in the city of New York. Bloomberg called for the action as a way to reduce obesity and other health problems, but opponents are vowing to fight the decision in court, stating that it should be up to companies and individuals whether they sell large drinks or choose to purchase large drinks. The 13th of September 2013, teachers protest in Mexico City. 2013. Riot police in Mexico City used tear gas and water cannons to clear out a square being occupied by protesting teachers. The teachers had been on strike for weeks and camped out in Zocalo Square. The protesting teachers had wanted changes made to new education reforms, but authorities wanted to clear them out before the country's upcoming independence celebrations. Born this day in history, the 13th of September, celebrating birthdays today. Roald Dahl. Born September 13, 1916, Llandaff, Cardiff, Wales. Died November 23, 1990, Great Missenden, Buckinghamshire, England. Known for Roald Dahl, best known as children's story writer whose books included James and the Giant Peach, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Danny, The Champion of the World, The BFG, and The Witches. All have been turned into movies and are enjoyed by children the world over. As a personal note from the webmaster of the People History: when my children were young, the books they wanted me to read to them at bedtime often included many of his books. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.